What is going on, guys? We are back with the weight division series where we are looking at every division. We're talking about all the fighters that have really made an impact in 2018, and it's kind of in combination with my month-by-month recap of 2018. So if you're enjoying this series and you're enjoying that series, be sure to drop a like or a subscribe. It helps me out. If you drop a comment, be sure to tell me whatever's on your mind. I love the discussion. If anything, drop a comment, please. I love talking to anybody. If you have any issues with what I'm talking about, any disagreements, drop it in the comments and we can talk. We can discuss. But for this video, we're going over the middleweight division. I think we're going to start with number 9 in the division. The top 9 guys in this division. I'm trying not to make these videos too long. The welterweight one went way longer than I thought it would. I thought I could combine these two, but we could just talk a little more about middleweight. There's a lot of stories in this division. So let's start with Jared Cannonier, the Killer Gorilla. He made a massive debut. It was at the DC versus Derek Lewis card, and it was his debut at middleweight in 2018, where he's showing off his new physique and the same old power. He's coming down from heavyweight. He's coming down from light heavyweight. He's fought at both to make his debut, KOing David Branch at UFC 230, and it was emphatic. It was an emphatic knockout, delivering himself into the top 10. He's looking for a top 10 spot, looking for a top 10 opponent. I'm crazy excited to see this guy fight at especially his new gym. Taking on the top middleweights. He was represented by Benson Henderson at the fight. That I clearly remember. This guy's clearly carrying power down from light heavyweight and heavyweight, which are the heavier divisions, and is clearly in way better shape than he has ever been. Expect an exciting year in 2019 for him. Hopefully we can see more of his charisma, more of his talking style. I haven't really seen much of that yet. But as for that, I think a Cannonier-Brunson fight in early 2019, if we can get that, that would be an amazing one. Test out Cannonier's wrestling. From the fight against Branch, I thought that Cannonier did a great job using his strength to outmuscle David Branch, and every time David Branch shot, David Branch was probably training a lot of jiu-jitsu, probably wanted to take him down, noting that Branch was supposed to fight Jacare Souza until Rockhold pulled out and Souza was pushed to fight Weidman. So maybe that was probably Branch's game plan going into that fight, take him down and submit him, but he picked up a good win. Cannonier is now ranked at number 9, coming off a win, and Brunson is at number 8, coming off of a loss. So it just works, and both of these guys are looking for something. Brunson definitely needs to see, he needs to resurface himself. He hasn't really done that much recently. He's lost to Adesanya. I think he lost to Jacare Souza. That was his fight before. He needs one to get back on track. So let's move on from 8 and 9 to 6 and 7, where we got the future of the middleweight division. And mark my words, this is the future of the middleweight division. We have Paulo Costa and Israel Adesanya, who did not disappoint in 2018. And both men have futures that look brighter than I've seen in a long time. Adesanya teased a match between him and Paulo Costa, which would be an amazing fight. But I think, as well as probably the UFC, that it's their best interest to keep this fight on the sideline. Keep it on the shelf. Keep it shelved there, like a little trophy that you can pull out at any time. And you can promo that as much as you can promo that. Get everybody mad that you're promoting it too much, because that is a fight that is going to outdo anything you can promote. Like a Paulo Costa Adesanya fight would be crazy, barring any crazy circumstances such as a Paulo Costa pop for steroids, the way this guy looks. But man, that is a great fight with both guys. They have superstar potential easily superstar potential, but Paulo may pop for steroids. Be ready. Let's move on. Adesanya, Paulo Costa, good form. UFC, Paulo Costa, Brazilian superstar, carry the flag in the future. They're just two guys that could easily carry the flag for their respective countries too. They're not countrymen from the US. One's from New Zealand, one's from Brazil. They carry in a new audience with that Robert Whittaker versus Adesanya fight. Man, those two, keep an eye out for the years to come. Like, this isn't just next year or the year after. This is years to come. This is the future. Now let's move straight into the top 5. It's funny how 6 and 7 are the future. They're going to be in the top 5 for years, man. Not a lot of people are going to beat those two. But let's get to the top 5. It's certainly a killer's row at the top of the division as well. Weidman only had one fight this year, fighting against injury. He lost to Jacare Souza, the sad one, in his hometown. It wasn't a great year, but he looks to be in great shape. And in 2019, maybe we can expect a bounce back that year and have more consistently. He can pick up a win or maybe two, get into the octagon more often, get some of that ring rust, get it off, and get going again. Then above him, we have the next in line challenger for Robert Whittaker in 2019. We have Kelvin Gastelum, who beat Jacare Souza to put him in this spot. I would have argued Souza was the next in line until I realized I forgot it when I was trying to argue Souza was the next in line. I forgot that Kelvin Gastelum holds a win over Souza. So if Souza's going to make a claim at the title without beating guys like Adesanya or something like that, I know that he beat Weidman. But Kelvin is clearly the contender for the title. He's won 2 straight, which is seriously hard to do against the top 5 opponents that he has to fight. Weidman actually holds a win over Kelvin Gastelum. Romero already had 2 shots at Whittaker, so I don't see him getting a title. Rockhold's moving up in weight, so I don't see him getting a shot at the title. It should be a good fight between the Reaper and Kelvin, so look forward to that. That's obviously going to be the future for Kelvin Gastelum for a while. As for the top 3, we see a little inconsistency at the top here. We have Rockhold, who looks like he's moving up to light heavyweight. I shouldn't even say it looks like at this point. He's going to move up to light heavyweight. He's been calling out Gustafsson. And I think Yoel Romero is going to be next in line for that. It looks like he's next in line to make that move. Yoel has struggled with the weight. He couldn't make it for the title fight against Robert Whittaker. But as much as he wants to move, as much as he could move up, as much as the weight is an issue, he holds serious claims to trying to fight Whittaker again, man. Those fights were as close as fights can get. So it's obvious that he deserves something from that. As much as if you lose 2 to the champion, this is probably the only circumstance I could see the UFC doing a trilogy fight for somebody that's 0-2 going in. But as much as I think that this is the best possibility, I still don't see it as a likely scenario. I probably, if I was to put my money on yes or no, I'd probably say it wouldn't happen. But if you're looking at that fight, Romero versus Whittaker, as much as Whittaker probably won rounds 1, 2, and 4, to say 3 and 5 weren't 10-8s, a little bit crazy. Then you have Jacare Souza, who we've talked about, we've mentioned with all the rest of them. He had 3 fights in 2018. He won 2 of those and losing to the title challenger Gastelum in a split decision. That's why Gastelum's in the title shot spot. That's why he's getting the next shot. He's made it clear, like Jacare Souza has made it clear that he wants the title next. He's been the most active in the top 5, surprisingly, probably because Gastelum has been waiting for Whittaker, who's coming off of injuries, and on paper deserves the title shot. I don't like to admit this. I've made a video about it. I've said it. I'm heavily on the Adesanya bandwagon, where I think that if I was to pick somebody to fight for the middleweight championship after Gastelum, it would probably be Adesanya. But if I was to say from an MMA perspective, from a win perspective, it would have to be Souza. So I think that they should just fight, and the winner takes on the champion. And I think Adesanya wins that. But now we have Adesanya tied up with Anderson Silva, who's coming back. We could talk about him, but that would just be legacy. He hasn't had a great 2018. But still, we don't know what's going to happen in this division in 2019. It's unlikely that anybody does. I don't even think the UFC knows. They're going to wait out Robert Whittaker, Gastelum, and then they're going to piece together something. But be excited for this division. This division is as exciting as any other division. I'm as excited as any other division. Lightweight looks like it's stalled. Welterweight, we see the top next matchups. This one's going to be exciting, crazy, and you don't know what's going to happen, and it's one of the most exciting divisions on the fact that it's right in the middle of the weight classes. They're not too light. They're not too heavy. Anybody can KO anybody. Skill beats non-skill. It's a great division to watch. But that'll do it for this episode. Next episode, we're going to try and do both the light heavyweight and heavyweight. I'm going to try and combine them both. I'm going to try and shorten these a bit just to get this series done along with the month-by-month recap. But that will do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching in the day, have a great day. If you're watching at night, have a great night, and peace out, guys.